You know, as I was going through my closet trying to find that book right there because I have a Shaman King. If you're not into anime, Shaman King introduced the world of Shaman, and it was that anime is pretty cool. If you're into spiritual or you're into art, into or are learning, understanding about shamanism, or you are a shaman, that anime is great for whoever in the spiritual or in shaman stuff. Now, in the Quantum Warrior, The Future of the Mind by John Kehoe, there's a deep part of the meaning. And as I guess, I don't know how for some reason, I just find the right answer at the right time every time I flip through the pages for some reason. But I think that happens for all of us. If I think that the law of attraction is just the beginning stage. I think I don't know if it's a code in the universe, but so we're gonna be talking about I call it, John Kehoe call it, the monopoly and the cosmic game. I call it the human construct and and then there's the divine construct, right? Meaning that monopoly is the same thing that we know of human beings, right? So those who aren't really awakened yet or beginning on their journey path of understanding the law of attraction, most who are searching the law of attraction, their beginner stage, they don't quite understand what it is, because they're looking to better their life, success. John Cale said you should have success, you should have these type of things, you should play the game of life. But there's a game of life that most people don't know of, and they're unconscious of it. Let me tell you a story back when I was a kid, right? Or maybe a teenager, before I went off to boarding school. I had this weird moment, just weird, and I was acting very strange. Most people think you should go to, but I was I was looking for signs for some reason, and it's very true story. And I start seeing like 3 dots, right? You know how like they said in synchronicity, they say 3, but I think the 3 dots, and I was connecting them, and for some reason I guess it looked like I was being possessed, but I'm not being possessed. But I think I was in tune with the universe, and then I wrote a personal. I didn't even know at that time I was running a go. I wrote a personal go, but it never happened. But it gave me the initiative to go off to do what I needed to do through boarding school. I always say, let nature take its course. I think it's in kung fu movie or something. But there's 2 games that there's being played. One, you go through when you were born, and you grow up. Your parents, your friends, and your peers and your teachers teaches you, right, the game that you should play, whether that's a career path or that's the marriage or whatever you're going to marry. Some tradition, they marry their own people instead of outside people, right? Or the guailos or the gaijin, right? Outsiders, gaijin, right? So in this book, it's talk about the mythology of the quantum warrior, its roots in the quantum laws. Our warrior journey is a quest to explore the mystery of ourself. In doing so, the mysteries of the universe are revealed to us. So most who aren't on this journey, who aren't getting to become aware of who they are as a person in this universe, they won't understand there's a game. So as Kehoe said, that there is a secret second game, a mysterious secret game we get to play, and we're fortunate enough to discover it. Most people don't discover what type of game is that. The second game is the cosmic game. The goal of the cosmic game is to awaken ourselves, is the warrior game. And once the opportunity and nuance of the game are understood, take more and more of our attention. When we play the cosmic game, we play for different stake and on much larger scales. And I'm betting that all the old tradition, all the what was it, by Normandy Ellis, I interview her on this YouTube channel. Every book I've been trying to figure out, they all talk about back then they understood consciousness and what is, the universe. So I call it the human construct because, as Brian Tracy said, there's man-made laws, right, and there's natural laws that we abide by, right? Man-made laws are, the rules and regulation of humankind, and if you break them, you could get in a whole lot of trouble. But there's another law. I think that's the introduction to this game. And so the way that we go through this is using these laws to move through this life, and I think this is a game. And I think it's like this game has to do with people. I think so. When we're playing this game, we're serving other people and we're serving our highest good. We're helping people. That's every book. I'm like shamanism is like, even though it's shaman, because I watched some of the shaman trying to understand shamanism. It's every martial arts, because it's they say shamans is a healing, I guess, system. Same thing. It's like Reiki. It's like every single thing that I've been studying, trying to connect the dot to what's happening within me and what's awoken this journey within, and trying to teach it, is that the ultimate goal of the universe is to awaken itself, right? In the Alan Watts talk about that God is playing hide and seek, and it's going to be taking a while to wake up. And most people don't wake up. And so Human Construct built this game that we play. Terrible game. Most people don't even like that game. They don't think it's a game, but it's a game that people are playing. Some do like that game because they enjoy it. Some don't. Some are lost. I think that people who are lost are the one who benefit, or who are going the hard, even though they may not understand, who are going a hard time. That's where their journey begin, of inward, right? Because most of the time when we're in pain, or when we're suffering, or when we're depressed, or something when we're off course, right? Because I was reading the Asgard records that when we're off course, we usually meet ourself or the universe, whatever, and it's lead to the best thing ever, right? Because that's often how things connected together. Because usually when we are off course, when we lose focus of what's important, we lose the time on earth that we have to spread the things that we need to on this earth. And so every human being has a unique purpose or divine code in them, or divine plan, that there is a cosmic game if we can unlock it. And by the way, how we unlock this is by going through what is meant, well, not meant for us, but what our hearts, or what we're here to do, and we should follow that path. As more we go through it, it's like this, right? I remember Frank, I forgot his name, but he wrote Synchronicity in You. He's like, the more that you travel the things that it's not normal, because you have to go through the path that not everybody taken, and that is where your happiness lies. Where you go out, you when you are in the crowd, right? When you are in the crowd, and you lose that sense of purpose because you're trying to fit in, and you're trying to have acceptance of them. But the problem is that could hold you back, because that might not be your soul yearning of, right? And so this whole notion, right? So the human construct is about, of course, he talked about it's a accumulation of things, or achieving goals and stuff like that. But it's it's the same thing that I talk about. Go to school, get a good job, get married, and then retired, and you die, right? That's the game. It's a human trap that's very toxic, unless they build, because there are people who love their job and who should do their job, like if they love it, right? But if there are people who hate their job, like you hear all these entrepreneurs talk about they hate their job. Robert Kiyosaki talk about that all the time. But there's another game, but there's another game that if people can access it, or in the way harness it, I believe that they can bend reality to them. And if they can do that, if they can follow that path, and as they follow that path of their whether the calling or intuition that they follow, their path will unfollow, and all the things that they need to help us accomplish the task, to help humankind or humanity to become better, all the angels, or not meaning people, I meant people, will come to their aid, or the universe will come to their aid. And that I'm beginning to understand, that somehow there's like everything people say is that everyone is one, and I'm beginning to believe that everything, like every religion, every system, every old book, the Bhagavad Gita, the Hinduism, all they've been saying the same thing. I guess John Kehoe realized that. I think that most awoken people realize that. But I read that back in 2015 or something, or 14. I don't remember, but I didn't really understand it. And then I was like, damn, I wish I understood this like last year, or I was like, why didn't I understand this last year? But I guess it's because we have to go through the journey to experience what it is, and your brain consciousness start to open up a new level of understanding. I think that when people who are into the law of attraction, they want simple, well, this one is more advanced than simple. Like, when they reach this level of understanding, because there's no whole new level of understanding, they will understand that there's a deep secret, or it's code going on in this mysterious universe that we don't quite understand. And we're here to live out that plan or purpose of this divine construct or plan, or whatever the universe has for us. And the only way we go through that is through our purpose. That is, we're here to uniquely go through. And that's pretty much it. That's my mind today. The human construct is clearly broken. We need to change the way that we go about things, and try to, because most of the time people are depressed when they're working at the job. I'm talking about most people. If you enjoy it, that's fine, but most people are like, it's clearly not working. If it's been working, And clearly most people would have been happy. But we don't see that. That's all I gotta say.